Hi guys, so on Instagram, was it last week? I can't really remember. I posted a photo of new journal and people were really intrigued, and I've had lots of kind of comments and questions on it because people were like, what is this? I don't understand what this is. And so I thought I would do like a little video on it. I just assumed that everybody knew what this was, because I feel like I'm really behind the times on journals and stuff. So I thought everybody knew what this was, but clearly not. So video explanation. So firstly, this was gifted to me by someone who has now become a friend, I'd like to say, as a result of YouTube, and she's a member. She's watched my YouTube for a while, and she's a member of the Mrs. Brim Happy Place on Facebook, and she has developed into a friend, and she lives in America. And I mentioned in one of my Patreon videos that I was having I was really coveting this journal, but the journal itself was quite pricey, but I think it was £25, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure, but the shipping itself from America was like the same price again, and I was like, whoa, that just kind of takes it right out of my price league, you know. Yeah, as I say, like, she's a friend, and she very kindly gifted me this, and when it came, I was like, oh my god, oh my gosh. And so I cannot be more grateful, because it's just something that I've wanted to try for so long and have been coveting for so long. It is from Nanami paper, and I'll pop the link below so you can see. It's a standard Nanami paper. It's an A5 journal, 480 pages, blank, and it has Tomoe River paper in it. And for those of you who are not in the know, Tomoe River paper is, I think from a lot of people, kind of considered the creme de la creme of paper and journals, because it takes fountain pen so well, and so many people wax lyrical about it. And I think the reason why I was coveting the journal so much is because pretty much everyone I watch on YouTube or on Patreon wax lyrical about it. You know, everyone kind of raves about it, everyone uses watercolors and stuff, and everyone's just like, oh my god, this is the journal of journals. And I've been so long going, that's the journal of journals, because as I've talked about in some of my Patreon videos, my chatty videos on Patreon, I have commitment issues with journals, and I'm always looking for the perfect journal. It's a problem I have, and I will admit that I think it's because I like to use watercolour, and I like to use different pens and acrylics and stuff, and I guess in my heart of hearts I really want one journal that works so amazingly well with all of those mediums, as well as being a journal that I can just kind of do some creative journaling in terms of like embellishments and photos and things, as well as artwork and writing. I am constantly on the search for the journal of journals, the perfect size with the perfect all-purpose paper in it. I'm yet to find that. If you have found that journal, then you need to hook me up so bad. And that's why I have several journals on the go. Like, I've got a Dilutions journal on the go, I've got a Leuchtturm sketchbook on the go, I've got a Jane Davenport watercolour paper journal on the go, I have Traveller's Notebook inserts on the go, and now I have this journal on the go. So every different journal works better with different mediums, and I just really want one journal that does it all, baby, does it all. And I thought this was going to be it. I genuinely did, because the amount of people, like, I would say that I use watercolour the most, and I see so many people using this journal with watercolour. So I thought that this was almost as close as the Journal of Journals. I thought this was almost the Journal of Journals. It turns out it's not, but it doesn't mean I don't like it. So I'm going to show you it. So I have got it housed in this. This is a traveller's notebook folder. What are people calling them now? Still calling that a Sodori. This is by Love Neen. Well, actually, this fabric I sourced myself. I found this in a shop like a long time ago, and I've been hoarding it for some time. And I asked if she would make me a journal cover from it, and she did. And love. So yes, so anywho, it's inside on my strings. It's just got like, this is how thick it is. It's 480 pages. It's got like this grey kind of canvas. It's not canvas, but it's like a linen-y canvas look cover. The pages are so thin. They're like, you know when you come across like antique old papers that are just so thin, and you feel like they're just so delicate that you don't want to kind of touch them? This is kind of what it feels like, and that kind of freaked me out to begin with. I was a bit like, whoa, this is kind of weird, because it's just, this is one that hasn't been created on, and it's so paper, it's just paper thin for this paper, but it's just so crazy thin. I haven't yet been able to test it using my fountain pen ink, because I've lost my fountain pen. I'm really sad about that. I have no idea where my fountain pen has gone, and I'm actually genuinely really sad about it, because I hadn't actually used it for a couple of weeks, and now I don't know where it is. And I'm actually genuinely really sad about that, because I got it for Christmas. John bought it for me for Christmas, and I only have one fountain pen, that fountain pen, and now it's gone, and I don't know where it's gone, so I'm not happy. Yes, so the first thing I did, rather than write on it, is I decided to watercolour on it, because I'd seen all these people doing watercolours, and oh my gosh, like, I found it hard. Can you see all of these lines, all the wrinkly crinkling? So I knew it did wrinkle and crinkle with watercolour, but I didn't realise it did it so bad. And okay, so let me say, like, I have been using watercolours for years on different sorts of papers, and I know that you have to continually experiment and play with your supplies, particularly if you're using different papers, to get to understand how they work with each other. I know it is a practice, and that is exactly where I am at with this journal. Practice. I don't like most of it, but it's practice. I am trying to be okay with the wrinkly paper. And like everyone who I watch who has got one of these journals are like, oh, I love the wrinkly paper and I love how it crinkles, and I'm like, I don't like how it crinkles. I like the noise it makes, but I'm not sure whether I like the crinkliness, particularly as you can sort of still kind of see it. I know at the moment I am using probably, my brush is probably a bit too wet, so I'm not doing great with it. And like, I think, so I've got a bit of watercolour there and a bit of sticking stuff in. So I think that, so another practice page. Look how crinkly it is. Oh my gosh. So I'm not sure. So I think for me, that's an unfinished page, but that's a little bit personal. So I think for me, I probably won't use it for doing like art for particularly anything that I need to turn into stickers or collage sheets, either for the sticker subscription or for Patreon collage sheets, because at the moment I'm not at a proficiency level with it yet that I would be able to do that. I'm just not at a proficiency level yet with using my watercolors to be able to use it in a way for doing a work that I want to you know, collage sheets and stickers, that kind of thing. I'm not there yet at all, but I'm, for all the negative sort of things I've said about it, and I feel really bad in saying that because it was a gift, and I will be genuinely honest, at the very beginning when I first got it and I first started to watercolour in it and writing it, I was like, oh no, what have I done? What have I done? This is not for me. I don't like it. Oh my god, like I was really disappointed because I've been lusting and yearning for it for so long. I was actually really disappointed and was like, oh, okay, it's not everything I thought it was going to be. But but then I did a bit more in it, and I did a bit more in it, and I did a bit more in it, and now I'm actually really enjoying it. So it may sound like a lot of negative comments, like, you know, like I may have been quite negative about it, but like, I know it's an inanimate object, and but I'm sure those of you who like journals and things will probably understand this, that it's not the journal's fault, it's mine. It's relearning again, that I've probably got complacent because I've used the same papers for so long, that I've got complacent with that, and so it's down to me to learn how to work with that paper and that journal, which I am actually really enjoying. So there's some things I don't like about it, but I am really enjoying it and liking it, and it'll be interesting to see how I go with it, you know, how I continue to use it. And so for me, I think I'm actually, like, I'm really loving it. I'm really love being in an A5 size again, and like, I did a bit of I'm really loving being in an A5 size again. I haven't even touched my journal insert inside my traveller's notebook. It's not, the traveller's notebook isn't really calling to me at the moment, but the Nainami Tomorrow River journal is. So that says good things to me. Like, if that's calling to me, that says good things. So I think it's a time thing. The time will tell whether we become like best buds or what, you know. But it's not the journal of journals. It's not the journal where I'm going to do everything and keep everything all in the one book, which is something that I really covet. I have serious envy of these people who have everything in the one book, and they have like a bookshelf of all the same journals. There's too many nice journals out there though, man. Too short. Time's too short. So yeah, I will still have all of those separate journals for doing the different pieces of art that I want to and need to do in. So it's not the journal of journals, but I am really loving it at the moment. But if you've got Tomorrow River paper that you use for journaling, I would be really interested to hear from you in terms of your thoughts on it and what you do in it, and if you care to share some of your pages. I did start a thread in the Facebook group, the Mrs. Brimble's Happy Place Facebook group, asking people about their Tomorrow River paper and stuff. So if you'd like to contribute to the discussion, please pop on over to the Facebook group, because I would love to see your pages and hear your thoughts and tips and all that kind of stuff on it, because it's a big learning curve for me and it would be really useful. So yeah, that is what this is all about, for those of you who didn't know. Then that's all for now.